So I see we're live. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm just going to make sure that it's working fine. So if you're here, make sure to say hello. So I'll interact with you. And I want to thank you very much for sharing your prime real estate. What is that? Your mind with us tonight and your time, right? So thank you for being here. And I'm just trying to see if I can see the comments as you hop in. So what do I want to talk about tonight? Karine's not here because her beautiful daughter has fed her mind very well and graduated today. So this is the time of graduations and celebrations for people that are in university, people that are in CEGEP, people that are in high school, people that are in elementary. It's taken the step into the next stage of their life. And that's pretty exciting. So congratulations to one of our very own, Mila Ewart, for working so hard, staying the course, and coming out with the certificate and smiling bright and beautiful. So that's what I'd like to share with all of us tonight to start with. And now let's talk about what's happening within our community. First off, this week we have 3 new members. 3 people joined us, and looking forward to reading all about them in Dockside and getting to know them. Thank you, Roxanne, for referring people to us. So keep us in the loop if there's something they need, for you know them and your friends, and we want them to walk away excited and happy they made this decision to join us. And thank you, Carrie George, for introducing me to another member that we have here. So please reach out. We're available. If you DM us, we'll get back to you, Karine or myself. So what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about what's going to be happening this week. Friday at 12 o'clock, as most of you know, I'm pretty excited about the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And we've made a decision to go live every Friday at lunchtime, 12 o'clock, and spend about 15 minutes. Well, yes, 15 minutes speaking to something relevant. So starting this Friday, come in, and we're going to start your weekend off with a little bit of insight, something to think about. So we'll pull something from the book and talk about how I've applied that to my life and how many of the people in our community are applying some of these concepts and getting what they want from life, stepping into themselves, to their very soul. And I'm not talking about soul purpose. I'm talking about what makes them feel good. And they're stepping into that space and moving towards getting what they want. And how does that start? Well, at Sage, we talk about 4 C's. 1, create. Create is really unleashing your imagination and just dreaming and thinking, if I could have anything, what would it be? And then we're saying, okay, what does that look like? What does that look like for my mind, mental wealth? What does that look like for my soul? Okay, for my spiritual side of me, the faith, what I believe, what do I want to believe? What does that look like for my social, my family, my friends, the people I interact with? What does that look like physically? Where do I want to travel? What do I want to see? In my own hometown, I'd like to see the wonderful museums we have in the art and the art galleries. We have so many of them. I'd like to explore that. That's the physical pillar. It's not just what your body looks like or feels like. It's everything around you. And bonsoir, Jean, merci d'être ici. Thank you so much for joining tonight. And then we're going to jump on and look at the financial pillar. Just how much money are you looking for to live your life by design? And what do I mean by that? If mentally I want to buy this number of books, I want to take this course, I want to feed my mind with what I see in the museums. If physically I want to go to Italy and experience the food in Italy and the beautiful beaches and the architecture. If spiritually I want to walk, I think it's St. Francis of Assisi, and I want to do those, I want to go to Israel and I want to experience that. How much will it cost? And if socially, I'd like to invite my mother-in-law for dinner once a month. That's going to take a flight in from Newfoundland. And what does it cost? You see, we want things, but we don't always look at the cost to make sure that financially we're going after them. So that's what we talk about. We talk about creating and then choosing out of all those things. What do we want? What do we really want? Want because we want it. Like Zig Ziglar tells you, in his goal setting strategies, how to set goals is to determine that they're really your goals and not somebody else's. So now let's go another step further. After we've created and we've chosen, now we need to commit. And what does commit look like? It means that every day I'm taking a step and I'm doing something. I'm taking action towards that dream, towards that thing I want. And then what I want to do is I want to connect. I want to connect to myself on my journey. I want to connect to others that can collaborate with me, that can encourage me. I want to connect in communities. That's what I hope that we do in Dockside. When you're sharing, I hope people are helping each other, and I know they are. Like, how can I help you achieve your dream? So when you do those 4 C's, then you're going to be left with 3, and they come naturally. What happens is all of a sudden, you have clarity. You're very sure, this is what I want. This is where I'm going. And then you have confidence because each step you take, you see, I can do this. I want this. It's working. And then what I have is courage because I've eliminated the distractions and I'm able to face the no's, face the rejection, face the negativity, let go of other people's opinions while I mind my business and what I want. And those are the C's that we often talk about. So on the July the 11th, the Monday at 12 o'clock noon, 3 and 7, 11, yes, you can, and I want to double check the date because I keep, for some reason, referring to the wrong date. So please beware. I am going, oh, you see, I knew it was, you see, my intuition said I might be misguiding you. And guess what? The event, Feed Your Mind, is free and it's happening on July 10th in Zoom. If you want to join us, it's absolutely free. It's grab your lunch or a coffee or whatever you want. And for 45 minutes, join us in a Zoom room. How do you get the Zoom link? Go to sagenavigation.ca and register. And what's that going to look like? You're going to become aware of the impact of your thoughts in every area of your life. You're going to understand that there's a difference between setting goals and achieving goals. And it all starts in the mind, and the mind affects absolutely everything in your life. And you'll have clarity on what mental wealth is. What is mental wealth? So we'll go through that. We'll share some concepts. If you've already done it and you want a refresher, join us. But this, if you have a friend that would like to learn more of what it is to feed your mind, we understand feeding the body. Well, feeding the mind is just as important. But I want to get back to Think and Grow Rich. On Friday at 12 o'clock, join us for 15 minutes in Dockside. We're going to jump in and we're going to share. We're going to pull something and we're going to talk about it. And you are going to decide, that works for me. No, it doesn't. Because I find that there's so much information out there. Information you can get everywhere. You can read it in books. You can take a course. You can speak to friends. You can watch a television program. You can listen to a podcast. But the key is to determine, does this work for me? And the only way you do that is base it on what you're feeling. If I say, do you have a goal? Do you have it written down? Okay, or better yet, I want to talk about affirmations. Do you have an affirmation? Are you programming your mind with something you want? Or are you feeding your mind something you don't want? Because for a long time, we don't realize we say things because we don't want something and then wonder why we're getting what we don't want. I know that might be a mouthful, but do you ever wonder why? Why is this happening? Well, think about the words you said. Think about the words you said, the thoughts you heard from yourself and from others around you. Did you know that you can reprogram that? Did you know that you can say, no, that's not what I want, but that is not enough? Did you know you have to continually impress what you want on your mind so that it becomes natural, that you're not thinking about what you don't want? You're not thinking about so many people, like look at the charities you get involved with. They say, sponsor a child so they can have education, or they say, sponsor a child because they're hungry and they want you to you're going to be able to feed them. Where in the end, what you want is you don't want to focus on the hunger. You want to focus on the solution. And that's for us as well. I feel like I'm talking an awful lot, and it's just because I want you to be aware. Be aware that your thoughts come to life. So why not bring to life the things you really want, the good things, not the weight you want to lose, not the person you don't want to love anymore, not the money you don't have, the bills you want to eliminate, the debt you want to eliminate. Let's rephrase that. Let's start to think only from the positive aspect. Test that, try that on for size. Reach out, join in the community. Merci, Jean, d'être ici. J'apprécie toujours que tu es là. Et you know what? Make sure to comment, ask us questions, reach out in private messaging, email us. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up. But definitely, if you haven't done Feed Your Mind, we're doing it again on July 10th at 12 o'clock. You're very welcome to join us. 45 minutes of material of a workshop and 15 minutes of Q&A. So thank you very much. I want to wish you a great evening and look forward to seeing you soon. Katherine Kim Mullen.